Hi everyone and welcome back to SanaA's garden, and welcome if you're new here. I hope you all are doing great and staying safe. So in this video I'm sharing how I'm pruning my blueberry bushes. So these blueberry bushes are only 1 season old. That's how long I have had them for. So even if I guess that they were 1 year old when I purchased them, they are not more than 2 year old. So there is not much to be pruned in these blueberry bushes. The varieties I have here are Vaccinium corymbosum and Sunshine Blue blueberry bush. I also have a very detailed video on how to plant blueberry bushes. I will link that down below and also on the iCard above. I shall be including all the important points that need to be kept in mind while pruning blueberry bushes. So please hang around until the end of the video. I hope that you find all the tips useful. So the first thing that comes to mind is when to prune a blueberry bush. So early spring is the best time because that's when the plant is all empty and it has shed all its leaves and you can see really what is happening. You can easily distinguish all the dead canes and dead branches and where the fruiting buds are and where the leafing buds are and where there are crossing stems and everything. So spring is the best time. So one of my bushes did not shed all the leaves, so I'm just stripping all of the leaves away, and now I can see the plant in its whole and it's easy for me to proceed from here. I wasn't able to focus all the buds clearly in the previous clips with all the grass and plants and everything, and now it's very clear with the gray background. So the blueberry bush has lateral branches which produce all the buds. So on the tip of the stem you can see the thick and fat buds. They are the fruiting buds, and the smaller and thinner buds are the vegetative buds which will produce the foliage for the plant. The second thing to be kept in mind here is to use a clean tool to cut your branches so there is no threat of disease and infection from your previous uses. I have thoroughly cleaned my bypass secateurs here. So now coming to the third point, cut away all the dead branches first. So that this is the easiest approach we can go. So it is very easily distinguishable which branches are dead here. The ones that do not have any leaf buds or fruit buds, they are all the dead ones, so you can clearly see that. As you can see, this particular branch has only 2 leaf buds and nothing else, so there's really no point in keeping this intact with the bush. So I'm just cutting it away. As you can see, there's only 2 leaf buds and no fruit buds at all. So we are removing all such branches which are just taking up energy and space of the plant. So as these, cut away all the small and dead and dried branches. If you would ask any expert on how to prune a blueberry bush in the first and second year, they would simply answer by saying cut your blueberry bush back to at least half or 2/3 of its height, or even just prune away all the flower buds. But this approach might be practical and realistic in a large scale growing, or for somebody who is growing blueberries for a large scale production and something like that. But for somebody who is a small time gardener and a beginner gardener in their small backyard like me, it is really hard to cut back your first plants in the first couple of years. So I'm taking this in a simpler and easier approach because this is my first pruning as well. So we are taking this in little tiny steps at a time. I hope that this helps. So this step went pretty well for me and it didn't seem overwhelming at all because I was just cutting away all the branches which were mostly dead and which did not have any fruiting buds and hardly a few vegetative buds. So now slowly but steadily we approach to our next step, which is cutting away all the branches which are low lying and weak stems, and also any crossing over stems. So this is going to require a little bit of strength and courage, because we will be cutting away the branches which will have the fruiting buds and also the vegetative buds. So just take it little steps at a time, and these low lying branches have to be gone anyways, because even if they produce the food, they will bow down to the soil or the base of the pot with the weight of the berries, and that will result in any infection and disease, and we do not want that in our bushes at all. Now when I'm doing the voiceover for this video, I'm realizing how stingy I'm being in cutting away any of these branches. I don't know, it was really hard, maybe because it's the first time I was pruning this, and when I know that all of these buds are fruit buds, it was kind of hard for me. Let me know in the comments down below if you all struggle with these thoughts when you are pruning any plant. It was a hard decision for me, but we kind of got through it. So this is a great example of a crossing over branch. I tried a lot to keep this one intact, but I had to get rid of that because it was really rubbing over the main cane, and if I left it, that might result in any infection and disease, and that is the last thing we would want in our plant. The top canopy of this larger bush is looking really good, and also all the low lying branches are also gone. It's looking nice and open, and now I would like to focus on the smaller bush. So it's looking a little bit congested, maybe because it's already started to leaf out, but I can still clear out a few branches which have only say 1 or 2 fruiting buds, like this one. By pruning away the branches which have the flowering buds on them, we will be definitely losing the number of berries on this plant this year. So this obviously means that we will have less berries, but whatever the branches will be left, that will produce a bigger and better quality fruit. So we are going for quality over quantity. It will seem intimidating at the beginning when you start to prune, but once I was at this stage, I was just cutting away all the branches that seemed unnecessary to me on this plant, and I started to feel better and confident when cutting away all these branches, because I wanted to maintain a good shape and also have a better airflow for the plant once it starts to grow. I'm done with my pruning, and this is how my blueberry bushes are looking. I feel like they're looking pretty good. There was so much crowding, and dead branches and all that happening when we started, but now the plant looks so much more airy, and that is all the branches that I got rid of. I don't know, it looked like I was cutting away a lot when I was pruning, but that is all that I got rid of. I might have lost a few fruiting buds, but that is fine. It is so much worth it. It is so much airy and so much more beautiful looking. The base of the bush feels so much airy and open, and no rubbing or crossing over branches, which is really important. So that's it for this video. I hope you all really enjoyed watching this video, and I hope that you got some tips on how to prune your young blueberry bushes. And I really hope that this video inspired you to get something done in your garden today. So I'll see you in the next one then. Keep gardening. Bye.